Mac back on. Now, we supposed to get the live kicking off and going, man, but I don't understand with YouTube changing up or you go live. They don't allow me to go live the way I used to go live, showing my screens and all. But yeah, I'm have to get some software and some other shit updated to get that going. But yes, for now, we just gonna do these live, this kind of drop, but it's not a live show for say, but you know what I mean? You can still interact on these things, but we will get to the live show soon, man. Don't worry about it, but we're not gonna leave you hanging for the people who are waiting on the live shows. We're gonna get into it and talk about some things today, get into it with this, tariff war that they show with Donald Trump and China. Now, what we're gonna explain and break down for you to understand is the smaller the business is, the first it's gonna go down. Do you understand? The quicker it's gonna go down. Do you understand? So these small business gonna take a hit. Not the government establishment, but the mom and pop's business of the world. Do you get it? That's exactly what they're doing with this tariff war. And I mentioned it that why Donald Trump will go after the people who supply them with the most goods. Why? Why put more tariff on the people who bring in most of the goods that supplying your damn people? Those are the ones that you're mad at? Those are the ones that you want to put more pressure on? Yes, because you want to put more pressure on the damn people. Simple as that. Run it.
This morning, the trade war between the world's two biggest economies heating up.
China
economy slapping a new tariff on the United States.
Yes, okay.
Raising the tax on American goods to 100%.
So listen, people. American goods that go to China, what is the goods? They're not going to tell you. Just give us a hint. Just a beanie hint. A tiny hint of what America's sending to China. Because China make everything for themselves. That's where the workers at, people. That's where the free labor at. You can call it free labor. That's where the sweatshops at and everything. What did America send to China? It's bullshit. It's 100% fakery. Listen.
25%.
And that's 35 right there. 15, number 6 coding. Listen.
With China, one of the main importers of U.S. goods, that move is likely to affect American
Okay, so we know that. China is the main distributor of these goods that come into America, period. We know that. What we don't know is what America supplying China with. What kind of goods is it China need from America? Again.
And companies. And China's President Xi Jinping is now responding to President Trump for the first time.
Because it's just a show, people. Both of them putting on a show for your dumb ass. Are you being entertained? Listen.
Saying that China does not fear economic suppression, but adding there are no winners in a tariff war.
Bam. Now that's the truth right there. There is no winner, but hold on. They do have losers. Listen, the reason why there is no winner because it is bullshit. It is fakery for the dumb masses. So you see China and America going back and forth. They tell you it's no winner. But hold on here. Where is the losers? Where is the losers, people? There is no winner, but they have losers. It's us, the peoples. While they're doing and performing on the world stage, who is facing the real heat? Who is facing the real backlash of all of this shit right here? Who is facing the consequence? Just me and you, the peoples. That's it. That's who they targeted from day one with their fake tariff war. Do you got it? And like I mentioned, this come for all small businesses. You're gonna notice all the small business, mom and pop style, gonna fall. The only companies gonna stand is those billionaire companies. Do you understand that? The government companies gonna last. Those are the ones who gonna be able to serve you up in hell. Listen.
It comes after the White House clarified it had raised tariffs on China to 145.
And there you go, people. 145. So this is what America go. Remember, they show you China go 24. So now, how 125? Now they go up. America go up 145. Pay attention to this right here, people. They're playing with you because at the end of the day, who feel it? Can you imagine two people standing there fighting and you on the sideline and every time they hit each other, you feel it? That's a simple analogy. They're fighting, you on the side, you're not in the fight. You stand there watching the fight, but every upper right, they told, all right, uppercut, it catch you. You're the one who feel it in the stomach. What kind of shit is that, people? You have to understand the world. They're fighting to hurt you. These world leaders don't hurt each other. A matter of fact, they are together. That's what they do. They come together to destroy the peoples, the regular people. That's why they're in place as world leaders. Listen.
And I think that
there you go, right
we'll
there.
end up working out something that's very good for...
Yes, so you're going to end up working out something. What's up with this public fight? I'm just saying, people, why not the two presidents sit there and come to an agreement? What's up with this public shit? You come on TV, announce turf. They go on TV, announce turf. And this back and forth childish shit to make the masses suffer. Can you believe that, people? As you could see him right there. His tall alongside his head and everything. He's in the blue jacket and the red tie. He's red and blue like the flag. He got on right there in his clothing. What that tell you, people? You still believe that he on one side? They're here for the destruction. They're on the devil side. Wow.
Both countries.
The U.S. tariff policies for the rest of the world remain uncertain. The president keeping a 10% baseline tax in place.
See that 10% baseline tax in place. So what he's trying to say is the rest of the world is not his problem. He would balance it out as 10% for all of them. But when it comes to China, 145. Why? Because those rest of the countries that he charging 10% don't bring shit here. Okay, so now you understand. They have to pressure the ones that bringing in the goods, so it pressure you. That's what they're playing. That's the game they're playing. Like I mentioned, destruction of small businesses. For the people who didn't see it, this is exactly what it is. Watch.
Cause higher tariffs on dozens of trading partners. President Trump saying he's punishing countries who he insists treat
he punishing the peoples in America. He can't punish the countries. And I asked somebody this in real life, and they actually give me an answer. I said, listen, you said that China gonna have problem now because they have the goods and nowhere to send it. Or they can't send it to America, so they are gonna have too much goods. And the Americans gonna have none. So I asked the person, who is gonna be in a better position? The person with too much goods or the person with none? And the motherfucker actually said, the person who have the goods. The person who have the too much goods has got the problem. That's how they let you see life here? Wow. Can they take away the sense that you have? Can they take away your brain matter for you to stop thinking? That's what it seems like they did there, people. The person said, listen, China have the goods pile up on them, have the problem. Not the Americans who don't have the goods that they're depending on. It's stupid shit, people, the whole thing is. So I'm trying to show you that all the fighting is just gonna hurt you as the consumer. You don't make shit. You only consume things here. You're gonna be the one with the problem. Finish listening.
Unfairly in trade, but experts warn many of those costs will be passed on to American consumers.
And of course, 100% in. And a lot of people might tell you, because even Donald Trump said it. He said, listen, we're gonna pass something that to put on these turf where these countries can't pass on the price to you. Now that's worth laughing about. That's laughable. You mean you can tax the country for bringing in the goods and you can also tell them how much they can charge for it? It's stupid shit, people. 100% made up shit for the destruction of the masses here. And look at the US dollar as they show you the $100 right there. They're going to show you that the dollar take a hit. We're going to get to that in a minute to show you that America going to be one of those countries that got to comply when it comes to cryptocurrency. That's what they're pushing. That's what they're going to lead to when they tell the dollar take a hit. Every time they tell the dollar take a hit, the more they're implementing cryptocurrency for the US dollar. Listen.
According to a new estimate, all the tariffs could end up costing American households an extra $4,700.
They didn't know that. They didn't know that, people. It's kind of strange, but the Americans didn't know that. Especially the one that cheer when Donald Trump announced these tariffs on their ass. They don't understand no country play tariff. None. None. Period. The consumer pay tariff. So if you want to say you slap a 200% tariff on China, that's all you can say, because at the end of the day, if you really charge that to the Chinese to bring in the goods, it's just gonna be on the consumer to pay that percent. It does not matter. The exact percent that they put on will show up on the price of the goods.
In purchasing power, the president acknowledging there will
Look
be
at them,
short-term
all fakers.
economic pain.
All of them is fakers. Short-term economical pain. Oh, they're telling you short-term? Oh, remember where you at, people, is hell. They can bring you something and say, don't worry about it. It might causing you some pain and irritation at this time, but it's temporary. You gonna believe them? Oh, you know you're gonna make it out of that temporary destruction. Oh, you know you're not gonna die in the process, as they show you these sodomites. Now, this one is really interested that Robert Kennedy, like I tell you, Robert is 33, Kennedy is 33. You see, any one of these sodomites on the world stage with their name land on 33 people, they have the biggest agenda for you. Just like Sean Combs, just like Bill Gates, all of these characters, Kanye West, all of them name is 33, and they give you psyops, the major psyops. That Robert Kennedy right now is pumping up people to take the measles shot, as they lie about the spreads of measles taking over America. So that's one of the reasons why they put him on the world stage, people, right now, and tell you he was a vaccine skeptic. I guess you will listen to the vaccine skeptic when he tell you to go get your shot. If he's a vaccine skeptic and tell you the measles shot is important for you to get, of course you're going to get it with your dumb self. And that's the reason why they put these characters there. All of them is a part of the deception of the people to lead you down to destruction. Bam.
There'll be a transition cost and transition problems, but in the end it's going to be a beautiful thing.
Amazon
be a beautiful
CEO telling
thing.
CNBC's Andrew Ross Sorkin
Wow.
it will likely lead to higher prices.
I think we'll have to see.
There go your expert, people. You need to listen to these fagabats to tell you, it more likely lead to higher prices. Of course we know. Wow. Unbelievable that they think everybody's dumb.
It all plays out, but if you made me guess, I'm guessing that
you got to guess
that sellers will pass that cost on.
Of course.
This morning,
and
Wall Street is set to wrap up one of the most volatile weeks in the stock
Look at them
market's
people.
history.
They're gonna show you all of these people with their heads in their hand, worried because market plummet. That's what they show you. That's the wheel, people. That's the foot that they show you holding up the economy. Is the stock market. And they keep playing with it when they want you to understand that the country is in major turmoil. They pull it down. Take a look.
S&P and NASDAQ all plunging again on Thursday, erasing part of the historic recovery just 24 hours earlier.
Recovery.
The president downplaying the sell-off.
Listen.
We're very happy with the way the country's running.
Yes, he's very happy with how the country's running. Why? Because it's going down. It's plunging. That's why they show the stock market plunging. So yes, people, it's good work. The Donald Trump job well done. Listen.
China says its new 125% tariff is set to go into effect on American goods tomorrow. And the market's euphoria, Willie, earlier this week that the president might be backing away from this trade war certainly appears to have been premature. J.P. Morgan Chase making clear that it is not changing its prediction that the U.S. will plunge into a recession as a result of President Trump's
all of them know, people. All of them know. They are a part of the world stage. Of course they know America will plunge into recession. How did they know? They're running the whole operation. Bam.
Are you concerned of escalation beyond the trade war with China?
No, I'm not concerned. I think President Xi is a very smart guy.
Listen, you hear that? The President Xi is a very smart guy. You hear that, people? So all these back and forth is for what? Listen here.
And I think we'll end up making a very good deal.
A good deal?
Both.
Good for who?
But, we've been treated so badly for so many years.
You've been treated so badly.
We allowed that to happen. We've been treated so badly for so many years.
What is Donald Trump talking about when he said we treated badly for so many years? Now listen what happened, people, because I explained it a few times already. And what I'm saying is not hard to figure it out or seeing that I'm right. Now listen to what they did, people. Remember, factory was in America, but it was a scheme, a 100% world government plan to remove those factories from America. So America can depend on these other countries for goods and these other necessaries. Do you understand that or not? Okay, so tell me, why would a jeans company, a company that made jeans pants, why would they leave America to go to China to start producing the jeans there, all the way in China, so far away, these long flights to get there and all, another country, different people speak different language and everything. Why you think somebody go to all of that to make the clothing in China? Because in America, that factory will cost more to maintain. It costs more for you to sit that shit on American property. For you to put a big factory on a property in America, it does not matter. It costs way, way more to run a factory in America than if you're running one in China. Then you go to the labor and you understand that Americans, they're not going to work in no factory for no little, what you would have called minimum wage. Factory work is too hard. And the harder you work in these places, the less you earn. The hard work is for the people who don't have certain type of qualification, so they have to go down and get down. So therefore, the hard work not going to pay you too much. So therefore, that's what the regular people going to have. These hard jobs that certain people wouldn't do. That's what factory is. So guess what? In those countries, China, they get people to work there for a little bit or nothing, almost. Their salary is nothing. Sometimes they tell you their salary in these areas where these factories are. You can't believe it. It's almost not possible for you to say, oh, somebody work $1 a day. Sometimes they can tell you they work $5 a week. $5. You hear me? Okay. Now bring that factory in America and then you're going to have no Americans work there. People from foreign countries that see that, you know, the money that seems so small to them because they're coming from a foreign country where the money wasn't valued too much. So therefore, the factories got to go out of this country. It costs them too much to run a business with a factory in America on American soil. Whatever they got for them requirements and everything. Different when they go to China. So they set it up exactly like that to take away factories and these business away from America. Can you believe the iPhone never made in America, but it was innovated by Americans? This is the biggest bullshit, period. Listen.
But no, I don't expect that. I think President Xi is one of the very smart people
of course he's smart. They're running mind games on us.
I don't think he'd allow that to happen. And we're very powerful.
And we're very powerful.
Very powerful.
Wow.
It's far more powerful than people understand.
China is powerful.
We have weaponry that nobody has any idea.
Hold on, go back. Listen to this character right here, people, because remember, he's here to spread the fear amongst the peoples around the world. Do you notice that he's the most popular man right now on the world stage? Why? He spit fear. He pushed fear worldwide. People shuffling all over the world because of the fear that the Donald Trump supposedly bring to them. I don't know how that works, but it is real. So listen to what he's saying right here. You understand why some people in the world fear him. Listen.
And we're very powerful.
We're very powerful.
This country's very powerful. It's far more powerful than people understand.
You see that? They're far more powerful than people understand. And if you look at his eyes, he actually reading from a script on the table. Pay attention. No president can talk without the script. After all, they are the biggest puppets. Listen.
We have weaponry that nobody has any idea what it is. And it is the most powerful weapons in the world.
And the most powerful weapons that nobody know about but you. Yes, so scared of America because they got powerful weapons. What a dumb shit for the world stage. You believe them? What kind of weapon you have? What kind of weapon you have that we don't know about? Oh, they was run up in Iraq looking for weapons of mass destruction. What is you have it? And you lie to us and tell us that it's Iraq got it so you can get rid of the Saddam Hussein? Tell us. What is it? What is it? What kind of weapon you possess? One of the more deadly weapons and all these things. It's bullshit. All bullshit and scare tactics for the dumb masses. Right here.
Yeah, more powerful than anybody even.
Of course.
Not even close.
Yes, powerful.
So
yes,
nobody's
it's
going to
power.
do that. But I think that if that's what you're referring to, maybe it's not. But just in terms of basic escalation, which is what you said, no, I think that President Xi is
he's smart.
A man who knows exactly what has to be done. He's a very smart man. He loves his country.
Yes, he's smart and he loves his country. I guess that's why y'all can put this trick together to make the masses pay more. Pressuring on the consumer for them to pay more, put pressure on them so you have more homeless people, so you have more poor people in the world. That's exactly what they're doing. And remember, with China telling you that yes, America put some tariff on us, what you think gonna happen? They said they put the tariff back on America. So now the Chinese consumer can feel the pain as the Americans. Do you get it or not? They're also gonna face high prices with the trickery that they give them that, hey, look, this is where we get this from. We get this from America, so now you have to pay more, which we're gonna know is bullshit. Move.
All these market moves are leading to some new fallout on Capitol Hill as Democrats are making allegations that some folks within the president's inner circle may have had a heads up that this tariff walkback was coming.
You hear that, people? So they're trying to tell you that some inside trading was going on right there. The same thing that they tell you take down Martha Stewart one time, you remember? So pay attention to this right here, people. Of course they know. All of them know. Just like before the wildfire in California, State Farm canceled all of these people's insurance so they won't have to pay them when their house burned down. How did they know that? Because it was all a plan while the government burned out those people in California and they don't want them to get no money from insurance company which is owned by the same government people, so they cancel them before the fire. No, don't worry about it. Of course they know the market was gonna crash supposedly. So it's inside trading with the Donald Trump peoples. Pay attention
to
here.
This Truth Social post where the president tells everyone it's a great time to buy and fueled by this video.
It's a great time to buy, and he posts it on his network, supposedly Truth Social, which you can't fucking trust no truth from no puppet. There's no puppet that can tell you truth. Puppet that read off a script can tell truth. Don't make me laugh, but pay attention to what they're telling you right there that Donald Trump posted on his website. Yes, that is good time to buy before the damn turf hit. Listen.
Posted by a White House staffer last night from inside the Oval.
This is Charles Schwab. It's not just a company.
Charles Schwab, listen.
And he made $2.5 billion today, and he made $900 million.
You hear that, people? He's telling you how much these people make when the market crash. You see that right there, people? The only people who can make money after the crash is the people who understand it and know what the hell gonna happen. Okay, so what they did to gain, they have to sell that stock, the one that gonna crash, before it crash. They call that inside trading. So you pay attention. Of course they know what they're doing, people. Like I say, it's only the poor people gonna suffer in this shit.
Democrats are saying this is a little bit
all by design,
sus to use a word like that. They don't have the evidence. Melanie Zanona, who's joining us on Capitol Hill, but they're raising questions about this. These allegations here that maybe there were some people who knew the president was going to make a turnaround yesterday, bought when the market was low, and made a ton of money off of it. What do Democrats want to see here?
Yeah, so Democrats are calling for an independent investigation into whether there was any insider trading or...
But you know who can inside trade? You, the regular people, the one that got your 401k and everything in that stock market, as they call it. You can't do no inside trading. Remember, they're the one who using your money to supposedly buy stock. The money that you're saving for when you can't work no more. And then that take a hit. When the stock market go down, it take a hit, period. Do you understand that? Every time the stock market take a hit, your 401k also take a hit. Because it's not a saving, it's an investment. It's a gambling patch of money that they put there for you, or you put it there. Listen.
manipulation, and specifically they want some answers about any stock purchase decisions that may have been made by some of Trump's allies over the last few days. And what is alarming to Democrats is that very public sequence of events that you laid out so nicely. In the morning, Trump tweets out, now is a great time to buy. Later, he issues this 90-day pause on most of his tariffs, and then the stock market jumps.
So you hear that, people? I guess that's when he claimed that he paused the tariff on the rest of the countries apart from China. So it's a good time to buy because he's going to change what he put in as far as those tariff restrictions on these countries. What a joke for the masses, people. Like I say, this is how they're going to pollute your brain with all of these things that they claim going on. Just distraction. Pay attention.
Democrats are now calling for a formal investigation.
Yes,
I want to read you the letter that Adam Schiff, a senator
from
California, wrote to the White House in requesting a formal inquiry. He said, we write to request an urgent inquiry into whether Trump, his family, or other members of the administration engaged in insider trading or other illegal financial transactions, informed by advanced knowledge of non-public information regarding his changes to tariff policy yesterday or at any time during this administration. And other Democrats also agree. Just take a listen to what Senator Elizabeth Warren and Dick Durbin had to say.
Here we go.
The American people have a
Look at this weird-looking character, people. Look at this weird-looking character. I don't know. They just can show you these weird-looking characters on TV, and because you keep seeing them, you get used to seeing these ugly bastards, these weird characters, and they start to look normal to you or what? This is stupid shit right here. Listen.
Policy is being made only with their interests in mind and not the individual financial interests of people in the Trump administration or Trump family.
When the president sends out a tweet saying it's time to buy.
And that's the reason why they have that supposedly Truth Social. He didn't tweet it. It's not a tweet, as they call it on Twitter. It's Truth Social. So that's the reason why they tell you Donald Trump have a Truth Network where he can always post these things. So yes, he posting that, yeah, you need to go ahead and buy some stock now because I'm going to pause the tariff percentage on the rest of the countries. What a joke for the masses. Like I tell you, people, this is how you're going to get these stories out now. This is how they're going to come out to the masses, and the public just going to have an idea. Hey, this is what they're doing here, but you don't get it. It's just distraction for the people. Move.
Well, joining us now is Krishna Guha from Evercore ISI. Krishna, it's great to have you on. I'm going to start right there because you actually wrote pretty extensively about this week.
Listen.
The fact that we've seen yields up, the dollar down, how unusual...
You that people, the dollar is down. The U.S. dollar is down. Pay attention to what's going to come next. Listen.
Is it to see that divergence, and what does it signal?
So it's really important to understand this is a highly abnormal state of affairs for the U.S. When U.S. yields go up, that means there's a higher return on risk-free government bonds, and the dollar almost always goes up with that. But that's not what has happened. Over the course of this week, right up until around 11 or 12 o'clock, trading today when things started to stabilize a bit, over the course of this week, we saw yields up, dollar down. In fact, over the 4+ days, 4.5 days through to around lunchtime today, we had the biggest move of yields higher, dollar lower that we've seen in the last 30 years.
Okay, so you understand what they're saying right here, people? So now the U.S., the only way the U.S. can correct this right here is to go cryptocurrency, virtual money. Do you understand it or not? The U.S. dollar got to be cryptocurrency for them to supposedly get out of that. And that's what the agenda is. So listen, they're going to show you that the tradings and everything used to use U.S. dollars, even though they're not U.S. countries, but any countries that was doing trade for the most part used to use the U.S. dollars for trade. Diverse. But guess what? They come in with their own currency now. BRICS and all of these currencies that they come up with, crypto style. They claim that it's more easier for these countries to exchange using that cryptocurrency. So they leave the US dollar by the highway. So that's why the US dollar gonna fall supposedly. unless it go crypto. Do you see it on that? This is what they got planned. Listen.
Sole exception of the week right after Lehman Brothers. So this is not business as usual.
3% is according right there.
Yields up, dollar down. There's only really
yields
one
up,
takeaway,
dollars down.
which is that you're seeing capital outflows out of the U.S. into other markets as global investors are rebalancing their portfolios away from the U.S.
You hear that, people?
Is this a temporary phenomenon, or is this the beginning of a new structural one, given what we're seeing from a trade policy perspective?
Okay, what it is?
So I think the honest answer is we can't be sure about that at this point.
Uncertainty.
But I think this is, my best guess, is that this is neither a 1 week wonder on the one hand, nor the cataclysmic loss of confidence and trust in the dollar and the treasuries, but rather something in between. A fundamentally driven and likely somewhat structural shift in preferences away from the U.S., reflecting two things. The first, in the here and now, is the evaporating U.S. growth exceptionalism. The part that is likely a little bit more structural is the reduced relative attractiveness of risk-free dollar assets as reserve assets in a world where U.S. decision-making has become erratic.
Yes, the decision made of the U.S. getting erratic with the Donald Trump supposedly at the wheel. And this is what you're going to get. Us kid setting America supposedly back. Do you understand that? That's what they're showing you right there. Unless America makes certain move towards a new world order, they're going to tell you that it's all going to go down, slide downhill. Do you understand? That's how they're going to implement the new world on you right here. Bam.
We begin tonight with the trade war and President Trump's new reversal on tariffs, a major reprieve for big tech companies. The White House now exempting smartphones, computers, and other electronics from the latest round of tariffs.
You hear that, people? Now, this is something that you need to look into as smart people. So look at this right here, people. Remember, they want you to have these devices. They want you to have these electronics. That's part of what got you in these situations to begin with. And don't worry about it. You having that cell phone right there, you have no secrets. It's simple as that, people. I'm not even playing right here. You having a cell phone or these devices, you have no secrets. Okay, so you have to understand, they're telling you they're not going to push up the price on these devices and electronics, especially cell phones. The tariff is not counting when it comes to that. They're exempt from the tariff because you have to have these things, just like they were serving up the vaccines for free. Even though it's a new technology that you should be paying for, they're serving it up for free. Why? Because it's going to contribute to your destruction. Bam.
Shoppers have been rushing out to buy iPhones, most of which are assembled in China.
Yes, it's assembly in China. If it's assembly in China, why you need to rush to go pick it up? Because it's going to attach to the tariff and the prices. No, it's owned by China. That's what you need to understand. And they trick you in America into believing these things. They're made in China and it's owned by the world government. They want everybody to have those devices because it's watch and track you every move. Listen.
The 145% tariffs kicked in and were expected to cause prices to skyrocket. And China's 125% retaliatory tariffs on all American goods going into effect today. That has American farmers and some small businesses bracing for what comes.
Okay, so hold on here, people. Farmers. So what happened? The farmers is the one who's sending shit to China? So China is taking farm goods. Because we're trying to figure it out the whole time. As I don't tell you, this is to kill small businesses, period. Listen right here.
Next. And President Trump warning he could still impose targeted tariffs on some of those exempted items. ABC's senior White House correspondent Selena Wang leads us off from Washington.
Smartphones is exempt.
Tonight, President Trump making a major reversal. His administration exempting smartphones, computers, and other electronics.
Why, people? Why? Why take off? This is not the most important things that we're getting from China, people. What's going on, man? Okay, so the electronic is the most important, is the most that Donald Trump really care about, people, the electronics, the one that fry your damn brain, the one that take over for your brain right here. Okay, let's listen.
Latest round of tariffs, a massive reprieve for tech companies and consumers amid fears that Trump's 145% tariffs on all Chinese goods would send prices of key products skyrocketing. Many consumers had been rushing to buy new iPhones.
Those people is 100% dumb. For all the people who supposedly panic buying ahead of the tariff kick in, you're 100% stupid. Don't ask if you're stupid in this world, running to go get those damn shit to poison your brain from day one. Like I tell you, you should stay away from them, but they're gonna, give you some agenda where you rush towards them to pick up more than you want. It is stupid shit.
For this late-night Friday announcement, the majority of Apple iPhones are assembled in China.
It's assembled in China, so what does that have to do?
Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick...
It's also made in China, people. They don't make it here, the parts here, and send it all the way to China to assemble. Okay, it's bullshit. 100% bullshit. America don't make the iPhone, people. As soon as you come to that reality, it better.
iPhones could be made in the USA.
The army of millions and millions of human beings screwing in little screws to make iPhones. That kind of thing is going to come to America.
But the relief may be...
Yeah, right. How much they're going to pay them? How much you're going to pay the peoples to work in those factories? Minimum wage? Americans will never do that job. Period.
Short-lived. Trump has said he could still impose other targeted tariffs on some of these exempted products.
Of course.
And Trump's previous tariffs, including his 20% import taxes on Chinese goods as punishment for the U.S. fentanyl crisis, still apply.
Punishment for the United States fentanyl crisis. The same thing they tell you about the tariff that they're upping on Canada. They tell you, hey, they're bringing in fentanyl and all of these things, so that's why we push up the damn tariff. It is bullshit for the people.
The White House saying tonight that America cannot rely on China to manufacture critical technologies such as semiconductors, chips, smartphones, and laptops.
But you do.
Trump's latest tariff U-turn coming amid warning signs in the bond markets. Traditionally a safe haven investment during stock market volatility. The escalating U.S.-China trade war putting investors on edge.
The bond market is basically...
Don't worry about investors. Those are not the people who's going to really feel the pain. It's the regular people who have to live life right here in the midst of all of this eruption that they're putting on. Do you understand? It's the regular people going to suffer, period. Don't worry about those peoples, those high society peoples with companies and all. The mom and pops, the small peoples is one that going to suffer. You're going to notice, why did Donald Trump never try to, address put the exempt on building products, building materials, aluminum and steel, and these other things? No, because he want Americans to be homeless, but they have a fucking cell phone. Do you get it? A lot of homeless people do have the cell phone. Do you get it or not? Yes, they want you homeless, but by them you still have a device, because they're not putting up the price on the device just for you to live, period. That's where they're pushing up the cost of living. Wow, unbelievable. You won't relieve home prices. You won't relieve home building materials and these things that are really important to the masses in hell. But yes, it's a cell phone. Cell phone is exempt from all of these up prices. So you can have it while you're homeless. Yes, another mag, bam. I'm gone.